In the beginning, every business starts out fairly simple. Whether you provide a product or a service. Today's employer is a business that is constantly facing the challenges of surviving in an environment where the competitive edge is all that stands between success and failure. A business that has limited ability to control its external environment. A business that requires the flexibility to adapt quickly. A business that wants to provide an environment where its employees can excel. A business that is expected to be not only an expert in its product or service, but also an expert in employment legislation. Where its people are its greatest resource, but also one of its largest expenses. Today's employer is a business that perhaps lacks the confidence to take difficult employment decisions for fear of the legal consequences of getting it wrong. Today's successful business faces increased bureaucracy, complex staffing issues, and must navigate a maze of HR legislation. Eventually, even the most profitable business can cease to function effectively.
Belkin International employs about 425 people all across Europe. We've got offices in Amsterdam, Madrid, Paris, Milan, Munich. We knew that our business was not solid from a process standpoint, but the unique thing about the service that Floyd offers is that Floyd and his team become very close to your business, and they become integrated almost as a part of your business. And when the audit is done, they are educating you. When they present back to you the findings of the audit, they are educating you about the current state of your own business, and they're able to give you a vision for a future state of your business that delivers far greater results. Now, it would be typical for a company like Belkin to be working with a big corporate law firm, but the level of detail required to really understand each of our smaller operations around Europe would just be beyond the scope of a corporate law firm, and the fees would be astronomical to have those lawyers going around to your offices, and it'd be unlikely that they would understand what they were seeing when they went to a French operation or a German operation. So the return on investment wouldn't be there. But with Floyd, as part of his audit and as part of his process of driving best practice across our organization, he was able to go into each of our operations and integrate them into the whole in terms of our HR and employment law strategy. After going through Floyd's audit and implementing the processes and recommendations that he made, HR and employment law management became a strategic advantage for us, and the time that we spent on it became time that we got a great return on investment for. The money that we spent, we got a great return on investment for, and there were far fewer surprises. We had much better outcomes to the issues that we were managing and the change that we were trying to drive.
Floyd Graham & Co. gives you the confidence to make business-enhancing and business-critical decisions, where those decisions impact directly on your employee relations. The Floyd Graham & Co. audit is probably the most invasive analytical tool available to employers wishing to evaluate the effectiveness of their employee performance management structure. It is completely confidential and can be carried out with minimal disruption to the normal daily business activity.
My name is Chris Watts from Alimex UK. I've known Floyd for a number of years now, and when I joined Alimex 2 years ago, it was obvious that we had some issues in the business, and naturally Floyd was my first choice.
It's a completely different experience than dealing with a big corporate law firm where you really have to drive the process yourself. When you partner with Floyd and the team of people that he brings to the table, they drive the process, they take responsibility for the outcomes, and they deliver great outcomes.
We had a major restructuring program recently, and Floyd was instrumental in setting out all the steps that the business needed to take to ensure, obviously, that things were kept on a legal keel, and that the employees were fully consulted throughout the whole process.
Probably the greatest value that partnering with Floyd, Graham and Company brings is that the number of surprises that you have to deal with, the amount of firefighting that you have to do, goes down to almost nothing. And this is what really distinguishes Floyd and his team from other lawyers that we've worked with, is simply that they take ownership of the process and they take accountability for the results.
Floyd was given carte blanche, if you like, to come into the business and to make himself known to the entire workforce. And he undertook an audit of each department and each function, and as part of that process he interviewed every employee, and he naturally got a good understanding of how the business operated and the individuals concerned within the business.
Any time that we need the truth, any time that we have a really difficult HR issue that we're facing, we will turn to Floyd to manage that for us.
For every ambitious business that wants to succeed, there needs to be a vision for the future. But to get there, the business needs to understand where it is now. To get to your desired destination, you have to know where you're starting from. Welcome to a more confident future.
I highly recommend Floyd, Graham and Company for any business that wants to make HR and employment law a strategic advantage for their business rather than a problem that continually has to be managed.
Without question, I would recommend Floyd, Graham & Co. to any of my friends and colleagues, and any business of any size would benefit, I'm sure, from the services of Floyd and his team.